Hello and welcome to the Mission YouTube channel, where we've been scouring the internet again for questions, and I'm going to take the role today of the glamorous interviewer, and I'm going to be asking Andy some questions today as the brand manager of Mission regarding sponsorship. This is without going into numbers and digits. Yep. This is understanding a player's contract regarding sponsorship. So first of all, what does the player, we know they get financial, but equipment wise, what is the standard sort of equipment for the player? Yeah, so a sponsor like us would look to give the players a certain amount of boards every year to practice on at home, a certain amount of darts, because you clearly need more than one set if you're a professional player, and obviously the accessories that go with them, the stems, the flights, the points. Perhaps they need a case, they might need a surround, they need a Taurus light, etc. So fitting them out equipment wise with pretty much whatever they need would be part of the contract. What about what they want? Let's say, for example, I'm playing with my standard flights and I think, do you know what, I want to change them. Could I, as a player, just ring up and go, right, I want one of every shape of flight, I want to experiment? Yeah, there would be no reason not to provide that. That would, you know, certainly be a case of, yeah, if you want to experiment, by all means experiment. You know, there's not one or two different shapes. Now there's hundreds of different shapes and different materials. So that would all be provided for the player to use at home. And then when they decide, oh, this is the one for me, you know, they potentially could have their own flight designed at that stage, or they could have a bulk supply of whatever flight they need. Okay, money. The exciting thing. So we'll first of all pick up on retainers or fees. Do players get a yearly fee, a monthly fee? Do they get a sign-in fee? So obviously these contracts are different depending on the standard of the player. You know, it's a very different proposition, somebody that's just got a tour card to somebody who's world champion, clearly. You know, they're going to have different things in there. And what I would say to players is as well, I think a lot of players, it's almost the celebrity status, chest out, I've got a contract, I'm signed by a darts company. Perhaps get it a little bit too soon. You know, perhaps they're you know, getting into that stage when maybe they should go and win one or two things first. But that's a side issue. You asked me about the financials. Yes, there will be a retainer in there, which is, shall we call it, a salary. That's their yearly salary. And then there'll be bonuses in there. You know, if they get to the top 32 in the world, or they win a PDC tournament, if they're on the PDC, or perhaps they win a TV tournament, or they get in the Premier League. There's lots and lots of different bonuses and things like that dependent on where they're at. And qualifying for things like, I can vouch myself, I know, yeah, Lakeside, for example, was in my one for getting through to that stage. So yeah, bonuses and perks as well as the salary. Yeah. Now, this is the one that I think gets people a little confused. So that's not it, is it? We've also got a royalty scheme as well, which goes on the darts. Yes. So again, I think that comes with being a more established player. You're certainly not going to take somebody on at 16 years of age and go, you know, let's make your darts and let's make thousands of sets. And, you know, we need to see the players progress, because whilst they are helping grow your brand, and you're also helping grow their brand, the brand Matthew Edgar. So with regards to royalties, you would need to get to be a recognisable face and potentially a certain level in the order of merit, and then we would make your darts, and then again would be discussed on a one-by-one basis as to potentially money for each set of those darts that is sold. We are growing you as a brand. That means you can charge more for exhibitions because people know who you are. You know, that's very, very important that we, Mission as a brand, promote you, Matthew Edgar, as a player, as an ambassador for Mission. And the more that grows for you, the better you do. The better you do, the better we do. So everybody's in it together, and a proper sponsorship agreement is exactly that. It's both benefiting. So it's not just financially benefit, it's actually benefiting exposure of your intellectual property as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. So quite a lot that goes into it, quite a big investment that you get from a brand whenever you get that sponsorship deal. But hopefully this answers your questions. If it doesn't, just pop your question down in the comment section and we'll probably answer it on one of the podcasts.